This your boy Street Spirit. It's the next level. We in here doing it. I just want to say thank you for having me, man. And you know, one day at a time, we gonna see what it do, man.
I got my dude Street Spirit in the studio right now. What it do, big dog?
What's up, man?
What's
My
up?
name is Street Spirit. I'm from San Jose, California.
San Ho.
And I push that afterlife music.
When did you start making music?
After I died.
After you died.
After I died.
He's been resurrected, everybody.
No, for real though.
Yeah.
I witnessed a couple of miracles, and I watched myself die, and I had a walk with God, and we kind of like mapped out my future.
Yeah.
And I'm following through with that plan right now. Back in 2000, August 24th, I watched myself die. You know what I mean? I used to be in the street life.
Right.
And when I see myself die, I also felt my soul being dragged to hell.
Right.
And it scared me, and so I called out to God, and God, he kind of like answered and stepped in. I told God to save me.
Mm-hmm.
God offered me an ultimatum.
Mm-hmm.
I went through with it, and he asked me, he said, do you want to continue to do what you was doing?
Mm-hmm.
Or would you like to try music?
Yeah.
I said, I want to try music. At that time, I didn't think I was going to be the one writing music and performing.
Right.
Because I had never wrote a song a day in my life at that time.
Wow. What year is this by?
This is in 2000.
2000. Okay, about 11 years ago.
Right.
Okay.
And so I thought I was going to be financing some of my friends that I knew rapped.
Mm-hmm.
But they never showed up. You know,
Okay.
every time I would try to set something up with them to get them in the studio, then they would never show up.
So you produced too or something?
No.
Or what?
Like I said, I used to be in the street.
Like coordinating it or something? Like
Yeah.
okay.
I had some money to play with, and but when I wanted to spend the money with my friends that I knew could rap,
Right.
they never showed up to the studio.
Okay. So there was no dedication.
Exactly.
Okay.
So I started going to church, and you know, getting deep off in the Bible, because I witnessed a couple of miracles. And
Like what?
like, okay, the day after I saw myself get shot,
Oh, you got shot.
I saw myself get shot. It
Oh.
was extremely vivid. It was like an out-of-body experience.
You saw yourself get shot.
Right.
Like, take me into this real quick.
Okay. Like I said, I used to be in the street life.
Okay, for sure.
Okay, so what I was doing, it could have happened.
It could have happened.
It could have happened. Me getting killed could have happened.
Okay.
Okay, so
Like a vision came to you.
exactly.
Like,
It was
changed your life.
It was extremely vivid.
wow.
You know what I mean? Like, I could actually see myself getting shot.
Wow.
And so I called out to God, and God said, if you marry your girlfriend, I'll spare your life.
Wow.
So the next day, we jumped on a plane, we went to Vegas. As soon as I stepped off the plane in Vegas, it felt heavenly in the air. You know
Like this, was this a dream or
no,
what was
this,
it?
This was real.
Like in church or something?
No, this was real. Like
Okay.
the gunshot, I guess I could say it was more like a dream, but
Right.
it was a daydream. Like I'm sitting there talking to her at the time, like having a regular conversation, and then it just felt like I left my body.
Wow.
And I'm
like
looking,
meditation kind of status.
right? And I'm looking at myself get shot,
Wow.
standing right.
So you
next to
actually saw this?
I actually saw it.
Wow, that's like prophet kind of status right there.
It was scary. And
Wow.
so when I see myself, I immediately, as soon as I hit the ground, as soon as I saw myself hit the ground,
Yeah.
I felt my soul being dragged to hell.
Oh wow.
And I've never felt more scared in my life.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? So
That's crazy.
I called out to God, and I could hear God saying, if you marry her, I'll spare your life. Because I happened to be sitting in my girlfriend's room at the time talking to her. We were just having a regular conversation.
Wow.
Talking about how my day was, and then, you know, I just went into like a fog, man. Like,
wow.
Like I'm seeing
When did this happen?
This happened August 24, 2000.
2000.
So August 25th, 2000, I asked her.
The next day?
I asked her on August 24th to marry me. August 25th, 2000, we were on a plane to Vegas to get married by ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
Stepped off the plane, it felt heavenly. I had been to Vegas before.
Mm-hmm.
It never felt like it did when I stepped off that plane. So that whole day, I felt like my soul was being judged and like my future was being mapped.
Wow.
So as we were in the cab going to get our marriage license to get married,
Mm-hmm.
I'm driving down. I could see a billboard. The billboard, you know, it's counting down 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Right.
I don't know where it started at, but it's counting down. And so all I could hear in my mind as the billboard was counting down was, "The world as you know it will be over."
Wow.
I said, okay. And so a little bit after that, we're in the cab. And then I hear the dispatcher say, Terrell, are you a believer? 'Cause that's my real name, Terrell.
Okay.
And so I tripped out. So I looked at my girlfriend. I said, did you hear that? She said, hear what? I said, they just said my name. And
That's crazy.
She didn't hear anything.
That's crazy.
And so I had never said my name in the cab.
Yeah.
And so I kind of like shook it off. And then the dispatcher said again, Terrell, are you a believer? So this time I answered with my mind. I said, yeah, I'm a believer. I'm a believer.
You heard that on the radio?
This is on the dispatcher in the cab.
What?
And so
this is crazy.
So I'm like, okay, I'm just trying to see where this is gonna go.
Right, right.
And so I said, yeah. And then I could hear the dispatcher. It sounded like she was saying over her shoulder, like he said he's a believer.
Wow.
Okay, so I'm gonna fast forward. We after we get the license and register at the hotel.
Right.
I remember walking back from the mall by myself, and I was starting to have doubts about getting married.
Okay.
And so as soon as I started having doubts and telling myself I wasn't gonna go through with it, I started feeling that feeling of death again. And so I immediately started praying because I started thinking about E40. E40 had a song, Sprinkle Me. And so I started thinking about,
Sprinkle Me, man.
I started saying to God, I said, God, I don't know what's going on, but the devil is tugging at my soul because rain on me cleanse my mind, body, and soul. Within 3 seconds, it started raining.
Wow.
At that very moment, I knew that God was real and that God knew who I was. Because this is August 25th, 2000, in the desert, Las Vegas, in the summertime, when the weather was just clear as day and it just started raining. So we got married. Before we got married, I was talking to the pastor. I was telling him about my life, how I had been scared and how, you know, what things had been going on. Like I cried, man. I really cried. And so we got married. He said everything's gonna be okay. We said a prayer and whatnot. And so I came back to the Bay Area, and that whole time, like within that week, I'd been thinking about everything that I had seen in Vegas. Let me back up too.
Okay.
Right before we got married on August 25th, I walked inside of a dressing room because in Bally's they had this thing called Bally's on the Ave. On the bottom.
Is that like a gym or something?
No, it's called Bally's on the. Bally's is a hotel and
casino.
Oh,
okay, yeah, I know what it is.
So like on the bottom level of the casino, it says Bally's on the Ave, and when I seen Bally's on the Ave, it kind of like triggered something in my mind because I'm coming off the block. The Ave that just did something exactly. Right. So I walked inside this boutique. I saw a fisherman hat because I was thinking about E40. You know what I mean? And so I knew he used to wear those fisherman hats at the time. So I bought I grabbed a fisherman hat to try on. And show me the money shirt because Jerry Maguire was out there. Wow. So I walked inside the dressing room. As soon as I closed the door and I put the clothes on, I could feel the hands of God on my shoulders from behind me. Wow. And I could hear him say, do you want to pimp or do you want to try music? And that's when I said I wanted to try music.
Wow.
And so I kind of like snapped out of that. We got married. I prayed with the pastor when I came back to the Bay Area. And I was thinking, I was like, man, I wonder what would happen if I go back to the Bay Area. Will I feel that same feeling again? I was chasing that feeling. So I jumped on a plane by myself. I went back to Bally's. I checked into the Maxim Hotel. And I actually found out that the Maxim Hotel is the hotel that Tupac got shot in front of.
Oh, yeah.
And so I went inside the Maxim Hotel, and I'm watching TV. I was sober. I was watching ESPN. And a coin just fell out the sky. Now, if you know, like I know, coins just don't fall out the sky. So I grabbed the quarter, and I was kind of tripping out on it.
Wow.
So I took it downstairs because inside the casino they have little booths called Change or Redemption where you would cash your chips in and they would give you money. I just dropped the quarter off to the attendant and I left it there. I associated Change or Redemption with repentance. And so I left the quarter because I wanted to repent everything that I had done in my life. And so I came back to the Bay Area again, and another incident that stood out in my mind was the World Trade Center incident. I actually saw the airplane go through the building and not crash, but fly through the building and then fly upward. Wow. The airplane went through the building like the building was invincible. So me seeing all this, I figured that God was trying to tell me something. So I decided that I wanted to do God's work.
Wow.
And so my thing was just reaching out to cats that identify with me and that I identify with. So I went to church and I was praying with the pastor. I asked the pastor to pray for me to be a better writer. And so fast forward to where we're at now, I just took second in the Billboard songwriting competition.
Wow. In the Billboard competition?
Billboard magazine.
When?
This was just last Friday.
And you took second place.
I took second place.
Last Friday.
Thousands of people.
Wow.
Thousands of people. You can look at the.
That's what's up.
All the information is on my website, and I link to the website where the
what is the website?
StreetSpiritMusic.com.
Wow.
I was a finalist in the Independent Music Awards. I've been getting favorable reviews in magazines and things that's taking off. You know what I'm saying? Like, I wanna do God's work. So,
yeah.
But I don't consider myself no preacher.
Yeah.
But I got a story to tell.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I got a story to tell, and that's what I'm doing. So when I say my music is afterlife music, I describe my music as a cross between Tupac Shakur and Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
My music is inspirational, but it got hood appeal. And I'm doing what I can, man. I'm taking one step at a time, and my music.